Last week we recorded our green screen footage reciting our script for our first project. And this week I want to show you how to start importing all of your video footage and your audio footage, getting that into Premiere, syncing up your audio, and then bringing that into After Effects so we can start to key out the background green screen and we can add other footage like this orange goopy footage that I have in the background. And I got this footage for free online. And so my green screen is not going to look as good as yours because mine was done very quickly with an iPhone and some lights, but you'll get the idea of how to go about this process. So let's get started. So have After Effects open at the same time as Premiere Pro. That's an important thing to start off with here. And we want to make sure that we have our footage organized. So we have our original green screen footage right here from your camera SD. We also have the audio file that we've imported directly from our Tascam, from our SD footage. And then it's good to stay prepared and maybe go online and find a video that you like. So I found this video to be pretty interesting visually. I got this video from this website called Pexels. I went to Pexels, I clicked on videos, and then I typed in texture. And then I have all of these cool videos that you can sort through. You find a video you like, and then you download it. And then it ends up on your computer. And so let's get started from scratch. As we can see here, we have everything synced up pretty seamlessly in Premiere. But let's start from 0 so we can get a good idea. Let's start a new project in Premiere Pro. Go to New, Project. And we have this window pop up, and let's stay organized. So we'll call this something that we can remember. Whatever your file name and structure is works. I'm going to go with this. BSA, MoGraph and Comp, Project 1. And I'm going to maybe choose to save this in the folder that I made for this class specifically. So mine happens to be right here. All right. And then we want to go ahead and create. And here it's asking me to import footage. This is nice. I prefer to import it a different way, so I'm going to skip this step and import my footage differently. I'm going to skip this, and here we go. This is what our scene is probably going to look like. It's going to be completely empty. We want to go into our Finder, into the folder with all of our pieces, and let's go ahead and import both our green screen footage and our audio footage. If we select one file, and then we hold in Shift and then press the next one, we can import both of them at the same time by dragging them into this panel, the project panel. All right, so we have our video footage, we have our audio footage. Let's create a new sequence. We want to go down here to New Item. We want to go to Sequence. And then we can choose from a series of templates. Now I know exactly what I want. So instead of using a template, I'm going to create my own settings. So I'm going to stick with the 30 frames a second FPS. I'm going to make sure my video is 1080p by 1920p vertical because we're going for a vertical 9:16 aspect ratio composition for our first project, right? We want it to work well on phones. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the codec here down to H.264. I think that's it. Yep. So H.264, 1080p, 1920p, and then sequence name down here I can say organized. So we'll say project 1. All right, hit OK. And now we have our timeline sort of open and ready for elements to be dragged in. So let's first drag in our video footage over here. Clip mismatch warning. I'm going to keep existing settings. It's just saying that my footage is different from these settings that I just made for my sequence, but for right now I'm going to keep the existing settings so we can scrub through and see our video footage. I'm going to mute that real quick. That didn't work. I muted on A1 while my audio layer is actually on A2. We can go ahead and zoom in on our timeline on this bottom, I guess, timeline scroll wheel kind of thing. And we can make our timeline more visible and zoom in on it. We can also drag around it to see where we're at. But what I'm going to do is maybe drag my footage and my audio footage, but the V1 and A1, right? These are our different tracks. So I'm going to mute this audio for right now. And then I'm going to take my audio footage and I'm going to drop it on A2, maybe right below the layer. And if we play it back now, you'll see that our audio is not synced, right? It's completely different. If we zoom a bit more, we can actually see the waveforms, and they're not in line with each other. So we can drag this larger gray bar up. We can drag these two bars out a little bit so we can see our waveforms, and as you can see and you can hear, they're not synced.
So last class, we recorded our script.
So how do we sync that? There's a couple ways to do that. The easiest way is to select both your video footage and your audio footage at the same time using Shift, or you can select both of them like this. Right-clicking, you'll have this menu pop up. Maybe if I right-click over here, you'll see this button Synchronize. If you press that, you want to make sure Audio Track Channel is selected, because we want to synchronize this green clip with this blue clip that's on A1. And we hit OK. Premiere's going to do its thing, and it automatically syncs it.
So last class, we recorded our script.
And let's mute the audio clip that was directly from our phone or our camera. We can hit mute track right here, and we can see
so last class, we recorded our script.
We have nice,
for our project 1.
Clean audio that's been recorded from our Tascam.
So last class, we recorded
And that's synced up. Premiere doesn't always sync things up perfectly, so if you need to make manual adjustments, that is possible too. We can actually just grab the clip and move it around. And so this is how we're going to sync our audio. And we're working with audio in Premiere because it's a lot more intuitive and faster to do so than in After Effects. In After Effects, it's not really made to work with audio. So let's do that again. Let's select both of these now that I have these unsynced. And go right-click on them and then hit Synchronize, hit OK. And as you can see,
so last class, we recorded our script.
Now we have our synced audio with our green screen footage. Now let's bring this into After Effects and then remove some of the background and add another video layer. So like I said, it's not going to be as pretty as your footage because I don't have a big green screen room like we do at school. I just have a closet door that I draped a green screen across and then put up some lights and my iPhone and framed myself like that. How we're going to bring this into After Effects is, let's zoom back out so we can kind of see our timeline. You can right-click on your video footage up here. Right-click on it. And then at the top of the footage, right, I'm clicking down here, but you're probably going to see a whole list like this. At the top of this list, you're going to see Replace with After Effects Composition. Press that. And this should open up your footage in After Effects. If you already have it open, it'll take a lot less time to open up After Effects. And as you can see, if we play it back,
so last class, we recorded our
it's perfectly synced.
So last class.
And if you go back into Premiere, oh, we haven't made any changes yet. So let me go back. All right. So our first step here is to let's key out the green screen background, right? So if you are in After Effects, over here we have our main video playing. Over on the left we have our project panel where we import all of our media. At the bottom we have the timeline, similar to how it is in Premiere. And on the right we can control effects and properties. So on the right of your timeline, there's this window here. Let me scroll back. You can scroll back and forth. You can even hit this little arrow button, but we want to go to Effects and Presets. And then we want to type in the effect Key Light. We can drag this effect onto our footage, and if you look to the left of your interface, you'll see Key Light has been applied as an effect to this video footage. Down here where it says Screen Color, it's black right now, but there's a little eyedropper icon next to it. And so we press that, and then we hover over the green background and press it. Our green screen disappears. And so now it looks black, but actually this is a transparent layer. It's see-through. So anything that shows up behind it, you can see. We can check to make sure this worked. If we go down here at the bottom of our main composition panel in After Effects and we press this little checkered icon, toggle transparency grid. Now you'll see you actually have transparency in your video, right? You can select to move things around. You can undo just like in any other program by hitting Command Z. I'm going to show you how to clean some things up pretty simply. Again, you might have an easier time doing this because your video footage was shot at a lot higher quality on a better camera in a better lighted room. But if we go into our key light effect here and we drop down this screen matte category, we can maybe play around with dragging some of these values back and forth. And you see that we start to clean up some of the background. And so this is kind of how we work in After Effects, is we apply effects and then we mess around with the settings. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I have an approach in mind, and that's the most important part. Do you have an approach in mind? Do you know where to find things? Okay, so now you can see our footage is pretty clean. It's not perfect. I also want to show you how to get rid of these sides, crop out the background a little more, right? Some of us may have some stuff around our frame. So what we want to do is we want to create a mask that only isolates this middle portion of our video footage. If we go up to the shape tool here, we have a rectangle tool. Press that while your layer is selected. If you've done this correctly, you can drag out a square over top of your video footage, and then you see that it only isolates that part.
Class, we recorded our script for our project 1 in the green screen room.
And so now we have a nice separated background. If we look back at Premiere real quick, it should update. And it looks like it's updated correctly. And in Premiere now, we can actually see the background is also transparent. It shows up as black, but it's transparent. So as soon as we put another layer behind that in After Effects, it'll show up. So let me show you what that looks like. Let's go back to our Move tool up here, our Selection tool. And then let's go to the Project panel. So right now we're on the left side of our screen, and just like in browser tabs in Chrome or something, we have tabs. And if you click to the left of that, you go to the Project tab. And now I want to go back to my Finder and find where I've downloaded this video footage from. I got this from Pexels, like I showed you before. And then we can just drag it in this Project panel to import it. And then we can drag it below our layer here, and it'll add that video footage layer.
So last class, we recorded our script for our project 1 in the green screen room. And we recorded some of the audio on an external. So last class,
and now if we look back at Premiere, it should update. And so ideally, this will always sync with Premiere, but as soon as you start to save and close and are you working in your workflow, it's not going to sync anymore. So the goal of me showing you this was more so how to easily import your footage from Premiere to After Effects. We're not going to go back into Premiere a lot. At this point, we're going to continue adding things and animating things in After Effects. So if you have your storyboards, if you have your plan, we can start thinking of ways that we want to incorporate some of the graphics in our storyboards into our video. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to reach out. Hopefully this video was helpful.